This is going to be a really tough episode for me. I want to talk about eating disorders. I've been dealing with an eating disorder for almost 10 years now. It's been going back and forth. Sometimes it's a lot worse, sometimes it's better. It's very much in periods, and it does follow my general mental health. If I'm doing good, it might get better, and if I'm doing worse, it might get worse, which makes it feel worse, and then it's just this cycle. I haven't talked a lot about my eating disorder to a lot of people. Not a lot of people know about it, and the ones that do only know that I'm dealing with an eating disorder. They don't know the details of it. I've been to therapy, but I've been focusing on other things, and although they know, but they also don't know about like the deeper part of it. And I have never had this conversation with anybody, so it is a little bit tough for me, but I feel like I'm in a better place now, and I want to talk about it for anybody else who's dealing with this, because I think it's a lot more helpful hearing these from someone who's been through it rather than someone who has never experienced it, because that's how I feel personally when I see other people who have never experienced it try to give me advice or, ways of dealing with it or telling me things about it. I just get really mad because you have no fucking idea what the fuck you're talking about. I just wanted to make this video and talk about my experience and some of the things that I feel like are so wrong that are in the public's perception of an eating disorder, which I hate. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Morph the Goddess, and welcome to the Good Girl Asylum podcast. In this podcast, we basically talk about spirituality, mental health, and just, being a woman. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, welcome to the community. First of all, I want to say that if you've been through something like this or you're going through it currently, I'm really sorry. It is really fucking hard. And I think it's a lot harder and more difficult to deal with than it's been portrayed. Longest time for me, I dealt with bulimia, and then at some point it was also anorexia. But mainly bulimia. Was going through a lot. And it was just a way for me to cope. It was just a way for me to feel in control. That's usually how it starts for a lot of people. And it has developed into different things of being my coping mechanism for different things throughout the years. In the beginning, I wanted to have control. And then I wanted to look a certain way. I wanted to feel a certain way. At this very moment that I'm sitting here today, right now, I am not actively struggling with it in that sense, but I still have the thoughts, and it comes and goes in seasons. But I got to a point that I got extremely sick physically, and I couldn't really eat any food. My stomach is super sensitive. I can't maybe drink like one glass of alcohol once every fucking 2 weeks or something. I can't drink any energy drinks. I can't, coffee makes me feel really bad in my stomach. A lot of things that I cannot have anymore. Yeah, and I got to a point when I would throw up, I would just like get really sick to like a level that I was like, okay, this is going to actually kill me. Like I would get super dizzy for so long, and my teeth was hurting, my jaw was hurting, my head. It was really bad, and then I realized that okay, I have to stop this. It got pretty bad 2 different periods in my life. One was when I was in 10th grade and I was going through so much fucking shit. That's a story for another day. And I remember being so proud. That's what is really scary with an eating disorder, because when you're in the deepest, worst part of it, you feel proud and you feel good about it. And it's scary as shit. It's fucking scary as shit. And I remember I would like get sick and I was tired and I didn't have energy. And people would tell me that, and I would be like, hell yeah, I'm doing it. Good fucking job. And I was proud of myself. Fast forward, it got a little bit better, And the other time in my life that it got really bad was 2.5, 3 years ago, and it lasted for about a year. I lost a lot of weight. I was 52, which in my head, comparing to my height, it wasn't that bad, but the way that I was maintaining that weight was very unhealthy. And I was getting so many comments, "Are you're so skinny? You have no meat left," which I hated. First of all, why would you make comments about someone's body to begin with? I fucking hate it. Whether they're overweight, underweight, whatever the fuck they are, don't make fucking comments about people's bodies. It pisses me off. But anyways, I was getting so many comments, and I was like, I've never fucking felt better. That's the really fucking scary part. In the time that I was struggling the most, I was barely eating anything. I was having like one meal a day, and my one meal was like salad and some protein. And if I was eating anything more than that, I usually wouldn't. But if I was, then I was throwing it up. And I was 52 and I was skinny, and I was, I was feeling like I look amazing. I look the fucking best. And the fucked up part, I still look at the pictures from that time and I'm like, holy shit, I looked so hot. I should go back to that. I look so fucking good. I was so skinny. I should go back to that. I'm like super skinny, but I was unhealthy. I was unhealthy, and I know that. But yeah, I do look at those pictures and I'm like, oh my God. And sometimes I compare those pictures with my pictures now because I'm scared that I'm fat now. Sometimes I struggle with that and I don't eat for a while. And it's a lot. And nobody talks about that, like, even when you're not actively in that phase, you still, like, it's still in you. Like, it's still installed in your brain. It's something that your brain detects in yourself. It's something that your brain thinks and knows, I guess, is important to you, and your brain is wired to pay attention to things that other people wouldn't, right? So like, I can be honest, like, I'm not proud of it, I can be honest, but I noticed it in other people as well, right? But in a weird way, when I notice it in other people, I'm not judging. I'm like, they look beautiful how they are. I think what was really hard for me dealing with all of this, what actually went, was the body positivity movement a few years ago that started, and it was everywhere. It was triggering me. It was triggering me so bad. And I was scared to talk about it. I remember I was like, oh, I so want to make a video and I want to talk about this because this is fucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck? But I was so scared that people are going to come for me. But I want to talk about it now because I think that there are other people who have experienced that. Like, with the body positivity movement, it was like basically a lot of people being like, you have to say that you love your body and your body is this and your body is this. And like, there was like pictures with them with like McFlurries and milkshakes. And it got me so confused because it got to a point that it's like, it was forbidden to talk about not being okay with your body. And that's where I think the problem is, because the intention of it was good, right? The intention was so that everybody feels comfortable in their own skin, right? That was supposed to be what it is. I mean, apart from the side where a lot of influencers were paid by like brands like McDonald's and whatever to make people to go buy their stuff more, there is obviously, and there was genuinely people who wanted to help, but the way that it was portrayed and the way that it got was like, I felt like I am not allowed to even express that I'm unhappy with my body because I was being shamed for that. How the fuck, like, oh, you with your body, if you say that you feel fat and you feel overweight and you don't feel like you're pretty, what about someone who's actually overweight? Do you think about the fact that what they feel? And for me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna shut up and I'm not gonna talk about it, and I'm not gonna, like, I'm just gonna struggle and I'm gonna be quiet about it. And I was always so quiet about it, and I've been always honest and transparent about my ADHD and my trauma, my PTSD, but with my eating disorder, it was always like yours is not important because you're not extremely skinny to the point that people can see that like you need help or whatever, or you're not extremely overweight. So because you're like in the middle, you don't get to say anything about it. Again, I think what was supposed to be done with that movement, the concept was beautiful, but it was not like, it was taken out of hand because everybody was posting about it and it turned into this thing. And I remember so vividly, I was talking to one of my friends at a time, and one day I had been struggling, and this person knows nothing obviously about my eating disorder and my struggles and whatever. And I remember one day I was like, oh, I feel so fat, and I feel like, not fat, but like I feel so like bloated. I feel like I don't feel like my body looks good. I was just like, we were together getting ready, and I just expressed it. I didn't think about it, and she was just like, oh my god, we live in 2020 whatever, I don't remember, 2020 whatever, like you should be able to eat whatever you want to eat. And I remember I felt so much guilt. I was like, yeah, I should be comfortable eating what I want to eat. I should be comfortable with how I look because, oh, it's 2020 whatever, and everybody else in the world apparently can do it. Why the fuck can you not do it? Um, so I think getting to the saying of like, I love my body and this, and everybody has to fucking love their fucking body. And I was like, I don't. What the fuck is wrong with me? Because apparently everyone's okay with it. Whether they weigh less than me, whether they weigh the same or they weigh more, everyone's okay with it. Why the fuck can you not, And I remember I was so jealous when I would see that people have like, they're comfortable with their bodies, and they would be like, I'm so happy and I'm comfortable in my body and my body's healthy. And I would be like, I wish I could be comfortable in my body. You know what I mean? I wish I could be like that, but I can't. And I can't just pretend that I am. It doesn't work like that. But yeah, I kept going, and I was getting more and more comments from people around me. Do you ever eat? You need to eat some food. You're literally are blowing away. You're so skinny. You're this. And I'd be like, I look the best. I look the best I've ever fucking looked in my entire life. And then I got sick, and then I started gaining weight. Yes, it has been a lot better than it's been before, but it's like it's still there. Like, example, if I have a show and I'm going to perform, I'm going to be on stage, that day I'm not going to eat. If I eat something, it's going to be like a pack of like ham, or like a small piece of chocolate, because I'm not going to be bloated. I can't be bloated on stage. If I know that I have a show, like a whole entire week before that, I'm not going to eat any bread, any pasta, because they make me bloated. And I'm like, not going to eat that. So it's like, it's very based on that. And then, of course, I have periods where I'm like, I don't have shows and I don't have anything. Like now I've been having vacation. Then I wear looser clothes and eat kind of whatever the fuck I want. And then I starve myself a little bit, and it's just back and forth, I guess. But it just pisses me off because it's not taken seriously like other mental illnesses, especially if you're not very obviously sick. Like if people can't tell, then it's not that bad. Then you look, as long as you look fine, then you're probably fine, and that's not the case at all. And that just makes me really fucking sad, because I think if I could talk to somebody about it when I was going through it, even right now, if I could talk to somebody about it without getting the judgment or getting the pity. I love who I am as a person. I love myself and I love my body. But there are days that I don't. And there are days that I feel insecure about it. And there are days that I feel out of control of my life, and that makes me be more in control of my life. There are days that I notice it more, and all of that. And that doesn't mean that I hate myself. I feel worthless. Like, it's not that, but a lot of people very much connect the two. So it's really hard to talk about it with someone who hasn't been through it, that where there is no judgment, or there is no pity. which is hard. But I would definitely say it's a very lonely thing to go through compared to a lot of other illnesses. Because I guess it's believed that you can just stop, you can just eat, just don't throw it up. I think it's perceived that you have control over it. So then it's like, it's not taken that seriously. But that's not the case. Obviously, it's just not. It's something that you think about and you think about and you think about, and it consumes you and it consumes who you are and your life, and it becomes the focus of everything. That year that I was struggling with it the most, I traveled with my partner a lot, and we would travel. We go to nice restaurant because I'm a big foodie. I love food. We would go to big like we would go to nice restaurants, fancy restaurants, whatever, and I would always have to go throw up. Or the second we get to the hotel, we get home, I have to go throw up. And it was a routine. Enjoy the food, go throw up, come back. And it was almost like a fucking ritual in the most fucked up way. And as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that because of my ADHD, it's always been really hard for me to stick to habits, like waking up the same time every day, working out every day, or all of this. It's always been hard for me to stick to habits. And I sure as hell stuck to that one for a long fucking time. And I did it every day, and I did it multiple times every day. And it just makes me so fucking sad because I just want to go back and tell myself I'm so fucking sorry that you felt so out of control, that you had to go through that. And I'm sorry, you must have felt scared. You must have finally felt in control, finally felt happy, accomplished, pretty, whatever that it is. And if you've been through something like that, I can say it to you. I'm really fucking sorry. Like, I understand. It's it's really fucking hard. I'm so fucking sorry that you have to hurt yourself and hurt your body actively, regularly, and put yourself through that pain to feel in control, feel safe, feel pretty, sexy, free, anything. I'm so fucking sorry. No one talks about it. I wish I had someone who would talk about it like this. And I watched a lot of movies and shows about eating disorder when I was like in the beginning of it. I guess in some hope of finding a way to deal with it. And all of them made it worse. They just put me through that, black hole with so much more fucked up shit. It was so fucking glamorized. And that's fucked up. It's not supposed to be like that. It's not. For me, I think the eye-opening moment was when I got really sick and I was in so much pain. And I realized, oh shit, okay, yeah. Like, you thought about it before. If I keep doing this, I might die. Yes, but you're gonna die a really fucking painful death because your entire organs are gonna fucking shut down over the course of God knows how long first. And it's painful. And it's harsh, but it's the reality. And it's it's painful and it hurts. And then you're gonna want it to stop. but it's not gonna stop always. It's not worth it, you know. But I understand it's really hard to stop. Not being able to talk about it, not being able to be open about it, because the second you try to tell someone, oh, I don't feel good about my body, it's like, shut the fuck up. You cannot say that. You don't feel good about your body? Oh, girl, you feel in 2026. Like, it's a new time, you know? Women can have, like, curves. Women can have this. It's like, yeah, I understand. But, like, a lot of us grew up not with this standard. I didn't grow up with this standard. I grew up with the standard of everyone being fucking skinny as shit, okay? That's what I grew up with. I grew up watching movies of everybody be a fucking size 0, size 2. That's what I fucking grew up with. That's who everybody around me was. Those were the people who were being fucking applauded, and they were hot, and they were sexy, and they were this, and they were that. And it's like, yeah, it's fucking planted in my head. You don't think I know it's fucking wrong? Yeah, I know it's fucking wrong. But like, shaming someone is, I think that's where it's like really fucked up. Like, it's not an open thing to talk about. You're not allowed to talk about it. Because how fucking dare you? You're setting back women 50 years. It's against feminism. And it's like, how is that against feminism? Like, I'm talking about a struggle that I have. Yeah. It's fucked up. If you feel like that, I'm sorry. And I feel you. And I feel your pain. And I hope that you're doing okay. Because it might not always feel like it, but you deserve the best. And you deserve the world. And if you're down this path, that means that you've been through a lot in your life. And just think about that for a second. You've been through so much. Do you really want to be one of the people who is kicking you down? And I know sometimes the response is, I'm not kicking myself down. I'm doing this to protect myself so that other people don't. Just fuck other people. Fuck that. I'm fucking sorry. Like, I'm really fucking sorry. It's just like, think about the fact that you need to be the guardian to yourself that you always wanted from other people. If you wanted freedom, you have to be the one to give it to yourself. You know, if you wanted to be complimented, you should do it now. If you wanted to be in control, you know, you have the power. You genuinely fucking have the power. And I know that because I've been there. And if I could fucking get out of that fucking shithole, anybody can. And you have to be that person for yourself rather than being one of the people who is hurting you. There's a time and there's a place where you don't know any better, and that's your coping mechanism, and you're going through that because you don't know how else to cope. You don't know what else to do. You don't know better. I've been there. I didn't know better. And then you get to a point that, okay, now you know better. You know better, so you can do better. You don't need to, you know, beat yourself up for the fact that you've been doing stuff, you know, that you've been hurting yourself. Like, I don't beat myself up for the fact that I've done that. I've been through so much shit. So fucking much. And that helped me cope. That helped me make it out alive. Okay. I didn't know better. I did what I had to do. It's fine. But now I know better, so I'm gonna do better. This was a very tough episode. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like sweating and I can't breathe properly because, as I said, I've never talked about this before. But I genuinely hope that this video finds at least one person who needs to hear this, because I'm here for you and I get it. I genuinely fucking get it. And I hope you're okay. And if you feel like you don't have anybody that you can share your story with, write it in the comments. I'm here for you. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope that this has helped at least one person, and I see you in the next one.